Taiwan has for the first time directly accused China of blocking a deal with Germany's BioNTech vaccine developer for COVID-19 jabs. BioNTech had contracted with the Chinese company Fosun to develop its COVID-19 vaccine for mainland China, Hong Kong, Macau and Taiwan. But Taiwan laws block the import of any vaccine from China. At a ruling party meeting on Wednesday, Taiwan President Tsai Ing-wen said, and I quote, "We were close to completing the contract with the original German plant, but because of China's intervention up to now, there's been no way to complete it." Now, China has denied blocking vaccines to Taiwan and has offered to provide them to the island. Taiwan has millions of doses of vaccines on order from AstraZeneca and Moderna. So far, only about 1% of Taiwan's population has received a vaccination. Now, we contacted BioNTech for their response to Tsai Ing-wen's statement about Chinese intervention. The company had this to say: "We do not provide information on any potential or possible distribution of our vaccine. Our goal at BioNTech is to make the vaccine available to as many people worldwide as possible." DW correspondent William Yang joined me from Taipei with more on this story. William, what does Taiwanese President Tsai Ing-wen mean when she says Chinese intervention has prevented Taiwan from acquiring the BioNTech vaccine?
So according to her, Taiwan has been trying to sign a contract with BioNTech in Germany directly to get at least 5 million doses of the COVID vaccine. That was also according to the health minister's revelation back in February. But then somehow when both sides were ready to actually issue the official press release, the BioNTech called a suspension of the whole process. And according to Chen and also Tsai today, China was the one that has been interfering with the whole process. However, they did not offer more details about how exactly did China try to intervene or put pressure either on BioNTech or on Taiwan. But the other very interesting thing that we need to take in mind is that there was actually an exclusive distributor for the Greater China region for BioNTech, which is a Chinese company called Fosun in Shanghai. They have been openly saying that they're willing to provide the BioNTech vaccines for Taiwan, but because of Taiwan's laws to ban imports of all Chinese vaccines, that has not been able to happen yet.
You talked about Taiwan trying to negotiate directly with BioNTech, and apparently they were quite close to finishing that deal before it was suspended. What exactly is the problem with that, given in keeping in mind that BioNTech appears to have an exclusive distributor for Taiwan already?
So supposedly under the original agreement between BioNTech and the Chinese distributor, the Chinese distributor should be responsible for all the deals that's going to happen in the Greater China region, and that actually covers Taiwan. But because of Taiwan's very sensitive political nature and the law that bans all the imports of the Chinese manufactured vaccines, even if the technology is using the BioNTech technology, which is why the Taiwanese government has been trying to directly negotiate the deal with BioNTech in Germany itself. And that, according to Tsai Ing-wen herself, was the same way that Taiwan was able to reach the deal with AstraZeneca and also Moderna. And these are the vaccines that are scheduled or has already arrived in Taiwan. But somehow, in the case of BioNTech, because of the Chinese distributor and the potential involvement of Chinese government in this, the Taiwanese government has made it really clear that they are only going to, from this point on, negotiate directly with the manufacturer or COVAX because they want to avoid any legal or political risks.
Where does that leave Taiwan's vaccination program, which has so far just covered about 1% of the population?
Right, exactly. So far, the only existing and available vaccine for all Taiwanese citizens is the AstraZeneca one. And there's only about 410,000 available so far. And Taiwan has only vaccinated about 300,000 of its citizens so far, and there are still millions of people waiting. And because of the outbreak, the concern and the need for raising the vaccination rate is really putting a lot of pressure on the government. And the government said yesterday and today that according to the plan, there's going to be 2 million more arriving by the end of June, and also 10 million vaccines be ready by the end of August. And that is also going to include some of Taiwan's own manufactured vaccine. But there's still a lot of questions about whether Taiwan can actually reach this certain protection level before the outbreak can be brought down.
Correspondent William Yang in Taipei, thank you very much for that.